Hey dudes, today we're converting our auto smelter into an automated charcoal factory as well. It's a Smelterizer 2.0. It's TheeRealDuke, and that's all happening right now. What is going on, dudes? How you guys doing today? You guys doing all right? So we have another quick redstone-y type tutorial thing. If you followed along with this last episode, I got some good feedback about it. I got some solid feedback about it. People enjoyed seeing the simplification of redstone techniques. Not that I dumbed it down, but I tried to explain it as basically and completely as I could, and people seemed to like that. So if you followed along about the auto smelter last time, there's a couple points that I didn't touch on last time that I do want to touch on. I should mention, and so we're gonna take it up to the next level by making it into an automatic charcoal factory that'll just feed back into itself, which should be pretty cool. There's going to be some fiddling. We're going to figure it out as we go. We're just going to use the basic concepts that we know and just work through it as we're doing it. A couple of things I wanted to mention, and they're going to pop back into my head as we go, so I'm just going to scream them completely out of context, and then you'll know what I mean when I say them. But about the design of this, a couple points. Number one, I'm sure somebody figured out this design already, and I'm not. I didn't mention it last episode. I'm not claiming this to be my own design that I invented this. Now I don't remember seeing a video where somebody did it exactly like this. I saw a lot of different styles with much more redstone and lots of cool other kind of redstone intensive stuff that mine does not have. I thought some of those things were awesome but not necessary, and so I really sat down with stuff that I know about redstone in my redstone test world and tried to come up with a simple, more foolproof design that didn't rely on timing of how long it takes furnaces to smelt things or clocks or things like that. And this is something, again, I'm not claiming it's 100% original, but I don't know who it is. So the fact that I don't know whose it is. So the fact that I didn't credit someone else is not because I'm trying to take credit for somebody else's work, so that everybody thinks that I invented this, but it's because I genuinely don't know if somebody else did this, because I didn't look at someone else's stuff and copy it for this. And the other thing is about the size. Now I picked eight hoppers. You can extend it with this design. You can extend it. Let's go up and count. So this is the repeater. So from here it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So there's actually 10. So that takes up 2. You could safely extend this another 5 furnaces, because that's how far the redstone signal will go without messing with the timing. So you could add in other repeaters to carry a signal farther, and then kind of stack out the delay to make them all work simultaneously and have it really technically, I guess, going on for a long time. Or you could have a row here and then a row over on this side touching each other, I guess. Like you could just have them coming off. You could have the torches coming off like this and then mirror this design right here to have more in a series. I found that for what I need, 8 is probably twice as much as I actually need, and I also picked 8 instead of, 8 and 5 is 13 instead of 13. 13 doesn't divide evenly, and so it doesn't divide evenly into a stack, and so thinking about that, that's why we went with 8. But there was one other thing I wanted to mention about it, and I can't remember exactly what it was, which bums me a touch, but if I remember it, I will spit it out later. So let's get to the upgrade portion. So what we need to figure out how to do, here's what our problem is. If we put logs in here, and I don't have any on me right now, but I'll grab some in a second. If we put logs in here, there's going to be fuel, let's say. When we drop logs in, logs are going to make charcoal, and so we want some way to have, if it's if it's stone, or if it's smooth stone that's going through here, if it's cooked meat that's going through here, whatever it is that's going through here, cooked fish, doesn't matter. If it's going through here, we want some way to have this whole thing figure out, oh, that needs to go on through and start making this tick to send the pulse through so that this can work. Or it's charcoal, send it back up into this line so that it can get fed into the fuel so that we can keep this party rocking. You know what I'm saying? So that's the main problem. That's what we need to figure out how to do. That's our challenge for right now. And so what I'm thinking is we just make a sorter right here. We just put in a single sorter, single item sorter. I brought some books. So we're going to throw a sorter together real quick, and then I'm going to throw a sorter together real quick right here, and then we'll just plug it into a dropper chain just like this, but it'll be right here and it'll plug straight up. What do you think of that? What do you think of that? I think it should work. I think it should work just fine, and I think it's going to be totes my goats awesome. So that is what we're going to work on. I'm going to grab some stuff, and I'm going to be right back. Alright, so we're back. I grabbed myself a bunch of droppers. We're just going to do another dropper chain right here, and I know I've explained sorters before, but I figured I would just throw a single sorter, little individual sorter over here on the side. It'll help me so I can refer to it when I'm down in the mess under here. Hopefully it's not too big of a mess, but and so it'll allow me to explain it to you guys. So here's the basic principle. Now you need to pay attention to where the hoppers are pointing. Okay, so this is the item feed line, which is what this is the main line right here. Okay, and that represents this line here. Okay, that's what this top line is. Then we're gonna have another hopper pulling off of this line, pointed in any direction except into this hopper. Okay, because this will accomplish a bunch of things, but this will allow us to stack another one right next to it if we feel like it. And if it's actually pointed down, it's not going to work right. So you need to have this pointed any direction but into here. Now for this example, I have this pointed into a chest, but this could be anything. This doesn't have to be a chest. Normally it's a chest, because normally people have these sorters in chest rooms and stuff, but it doesn't have to be a chest. It could be anything that holds items. It could be a furnace. It could be a hopper. It could be it could be another hopper. It could be a dropper, which is what we're going to use it for. It could be a dispenser. It could be anything that can hold anything else. Just plug it into it and we'll have it drop down. So what we're doing is, here's the basic mechanism behind it, okay? Now comparators output a signal relative to the amount. They do a lot of different things, but what the property we're taking advantage of here is that whatever the comparator is pointed out of, it is going to give us a signal with strength proportional to the number of things it's pointed out from. So in other words, okay, I'm just going to illustrate this quickly. This is an important point about comparators that I think is worth knowing. So I'm just going to slap a chest, and it's just whatever the comparator is pointed out of. So check this line here, okay? See this? It's not powered. Okay, I'm just going to throw in a stack of stone bricks. Oh, now it's powered to 1. Now I'm going to throw in, I don't know, a stack of smooth stone, 43 stone bricks, and some more cobblestone. Now look at it. 2 are powered. Okay, and the more stuff I throw in here, okay, the more stuff I throw in, it's going to output a signal proportional to how much junk is in here. Okay, so we're going to take advantage of that. That's a very important thing. And I'm just going to break this and then scoop all the stuff when it explodes. Thusly, I'm just going to dull up my axe by using it to break that. So, if you check in here, okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4 books and 18 charcoal. So there's 22 items in here. Okay, 22 items in this hopper. And it's different. The strength is different depending on how many slots whatever thing holds. So a chest holds a different number of slots, so it's going to output a different signal than a hopper. A hopper only has 5 slots. Chests obviously have more slots. Double chests have even more slots. So the signal is going to be proportionally different based upon the number of slots in the thing. Okay, but for our purposes right here, if we check in the hopper, there's 22 items in here. 22 items in pointed into a comparator. A comparator pointed out of something with 22 items in it outputs a signal of 1. When we change that number of things and we increase it to 23, it outputs a signal of 2. So we're just going to take that signal and shoot it into here. And if you remember from last episode, what happens when we power a hopper? It freezes it. So we're not going to let anything into this hopper, which means everything's going to get stuck in this hopper. Now the only thing that can get stuck in this hopper is either more books or charcoal. So when things are passing by overhead, if there's a space for them to fit, because they will drop when they're going this way, they will drop things into the first available space they can when they're not pointed into something, okay? But the only thing that can get dropped in here is books, which I'm never going to cook books. Books are never going to go into the smelter. Or charcoal. Charcoal's never going to come... charcoal's the only thing that we want to save right now that's coming out of the smelter that we want to capture to feed back in. So we have the charcoal set in this. So as items are passing over here, this is going to check and say, is it charcoal? Is it charcoal? Is it charcoal? Is it charcoal? As it's zipping past. If it's charcoal, then it's going to want to go down in here. Well, we want it to go down in here. And the way we do that is we have to unfreeze this one. Now, if this wasn't here, if this torch wasn't here, and this one was open, all the crap would drain out of here and just dump into this chest. Furthermore, all the stuff that was flowing over here would drop into here, and dump into this chest, and we don't want that. So we have to keep this one locked so we don't have this one dumping everything in it, and so we don't have these up here dumping everything into this one, etc., etc. Are you with me? It's a little confusing at first and a little bit weird, okay? But we're going to check it out. So what I'm going to do is, right up here, where's my charcoal in here still? So I'm going to feed 27 charcoal up into here. And I'm going to do it from here. So what we're going to be doing is, can I reach it? Yes. Okay, so I'm going to put 27 charcoal in here. We'll see this light up. And then as soon as we see this light up, the repeater will pull power from here and shut this off, which will open this up. And then we'll start to see charcoal flowing in. Okay? Here it comes. It'll make sense once you see it. Okay, so there goes the charcoal. Boom. You see this lit? This is lit. This is now off. And the charcoal is flowing. This is a trap chest, so it stopped when I opened it. But the charcoal's flowing. So it's stuck at, it looks like it's stuck at 18, but when I open this, all 27 are in. Cool. Maybe that would have been more clear if I didn't use a trap chest. Not a problem. So we can watch the numbers increasing. Piece of cake. This is important, and this will help you a lot in Minecraft. This is a cool thing. So check this out. Here's one more time. Okay? Boop. You saw it just turn off there. And here they come flowing in. So we're going to build one of these. We're just going to tuck it right under here. And then instead of a chest, we're going to have another hopper. And then we're going to feed it right into a hopper chain. A dropper chain, rather. Excuse me. So let's do it. So we need one pointed in some random direction. Let's use this. And then I need to excavate a little bit more. Okay. So then I'm just going to put that right there for just for right now, and then put that into the back of it. Okay. So this is the one that will check for what we want. So we need to make that one have the junk in it. So we're looking for charcoal, but what we need to do is have this one plugged up first, otherwise it's going to leak everywhere. So leak all over the place. So now it's stopped. And actually we'll turn this this way. So let me just throw that right there. Okay. Am I going to have enough room? You know what? I'm actually going to turn it in the opposite direction. I don't want it to be screwing with the pistons in my auto sugarcane farm. And the reason I'm putting these down is so that I can point the hoppers in the correct direction that I need them to go. Is that going to work? Yeah, that'll work. That'll work. Yep, and then we'll just bring it up the front, and then I will turn this, instead of having the in pile up there, I'll turn this and bring it towards me. Perfect. Perfecto. So let's bring one more out. There we go. Okay, so now just again to finish out this sorter, and I'm going to grab the items back from here because they are all perfectly useful. Okay, so what I need to do is I'm going to put one book, put 4 books in, and I picked books because I know books will never go in here. Maybe crafting tables will never go in here for you. So never put put crafting tables in here. You don't want something in here that can accumulate because it'll start sucking them down and it'll change numbers and it'll be weird. So yeah, all we have to do is dump these in after we connect it, and it'll start working like right quick. It's gonna be sweet. So now we just need a comparator coming off of that, which is easy peasy, living greasy. There we go. So this is outputting a signal because there's already junk in it, which we knew would happen. And we're just going to trust that that is working okay because we know it is. And then we're going to throw the repeater right here again to complete this. Now I put this to 2 ticks because I think it helps clear it out a little bit. Because it gives like an extra tick for items to get that are sorted from out of there into here. So now if I put all of these in, we should see charcoal coming into this one. And there it is. So the sorter's working. So if stone is coming out of here, smooth stone is coming out of here, it should bypass this and go straight into that dropper. So let's see if that works. There it is. Piece of cake. Awesome. So it works. Good. Now all we have to do is plug this into some droppers pointed up and then swing this towards here to get it fed back in there. I'm going to just throw that up real quick. You guys don't need to see me build one of these again. It's a piece of cake. So I'm going to do that and then I will be right back. Okay, so here's what we did. We have the sorter, which is here, which we just went over right here earlier. Okay, so you know how this works. And what happens is, see what happened was, what happens is, it feeds right into this hopper chain, or dropper chain rather, excuse me. It feeds right into this dropper chain, which goes up, which is the same thing that we built right over here. What we needed to do over here was figure out a way to let this know when to turn on so we don't have this clock continually running. Now I just did a little simple 2-tick vertical clock here, okay, which is this block, the block that that redstone is on, and this repeater pointed into this block, and then a piece of redstone here. So it's a 2-tick, 3-tick, 4-tick, 1-tick, 2-tick, okay, just like that. So when this comparator detects any, absolutely any items in here, it turns this redstone torch off, which turns this, which allows this to unlock, because remember when we power the block that a redstone torch is plugged into, that torch turns off. Okay, so this power turns this torch off so the clock can't blink. Now if this wasn't here, it could blink. Okay, so we need to either remove that or turn it off, and the way we turn it off is by putting power into the block that it comes from. So the same thing that turns this one off is the same thing that allows this one to blink. So let's say we have stone going in here, a smooth stone coming out, 3 pieces. Nothing happens. Why not? Well, because the stone is going right into here. There it is. Okay, now what happens when we put charcoal through there? Okay, let's say we got some logs smelting in there, we put some charcoal in. Watch it. See it ticking to life? You see it? I'll do it again. I'll throw some more in. So let's say we got some Some charcoal. Bloop. That turns on. Bloop. There it goes. So where's it going? Well, it's going right up into this hopper. And then this is the fuel line from before, and that's going to go back into the back of the furnaces, and it's just return to sender. Back to where you came from. Pretty sweet, right? So we know that this part of it also functions. Now the last thing we need to do is just some tidying up and some housekeeping for all the items. For all the items that don't go up here to get returned. So for everything else we smelt that's not charcoal, we need to get that going over into there. And so what we're going to do is, okay, when it gets smelted, I will show you. When it gets smelted, it gets sucked out of the bottom by these hoppers, right? So let's say we smelted some smooth stone. So we come back over here. Smooth stone comes into here. So we need a way to let the rest of the system know to start flashing, because hey, there's smooth stone in there, and we need to get it pumped up to the surface. So how do we do that? Well, the same exact thing that we did just right down there. So I'm going to throw a comparator right here. And so that's putting out some electricity, some redstone signal that's letting me know, hey, bruh, there's something in the thing that I'm pointed out of, and I need to know that information, so thank you very much. Okay. And then what we're going to do is I'm actually going to point it this way, just so we don't get any interference with stuff going over there. Okay. So we'll do this. Okay. And then the clock is going to be right here. That's too close. Too close. So move it over one. Okay. All I'm doing is, okay, it's not weird. All I'm doing is turning exactly what we did over there on its side. So now you can see this clock works because there's no current going here to stop it. So we're going to put this to 2 ticks so that it doesn't burn out. And then all we have to do, is plug that into this block. And how should we do that? We'll put a block here, which will cut this wire off. Do that, and then throw a repeater. And as soon as there's no longer any items in here, this should shut off. If it works, if we did it right, and we can't override it because we need it to be on one that is powered. Not a problem. Not a prob. So here's what we gotta do. So the reason we couldn't get this one to flash is because this one's not powered. It's already being unpowered, so we need to unpower this one. We need to unpower the active one. The way to do that is easy peasy. As I just waste my materials. As I just waste them. Done. And as soon as it's gone, signal stops, so we're able to shut the clock off. Oh, jeez. Are you serious right now? Are you serious right now? Really? Really? Right now? God. All good. So, I don't know how far it got. Okay, it got 3. Not bad. Okay. So if we wanted to clear this whole thing out, we could just set a delay between here, but that's not something we need to worry about right now. So, should we test it? What do you think we should? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. It might take a minute to test, but let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So where's all my charcoals? Where is all my charcoals? Did I send them through by accident? No, there's one there. You know what? If this worked correctly, they should all actually... Did I do that? They're not in there. Yeah, okay, so they're evenly dispersed. 5, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, 3. Oh, 4 and 4. So 3. Now, why are these not evenly dispersed? Because there's a weird number. It was not an even number. So there either needs to be a maximum amount or an even number for it to stay in sync, but that's okay. 2, 3. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna have one in so we can so we'll know that this has been refueled. You see what I'm doing here? You know, does it make sense what I'm talking about? So, alright. So I'm going to put in a stack. I'm going to put a stack in that one up there of cobblestone. Okay. And then we will see what happens. Okay. Actually, I'll put a stack of logs in. This will test everything. Perfect. Perfectly. So I put a stack of logs in. And we only have one coal in each, so if this works, when these start getting smelted, they'll get returned right back up, and then we should have everything working smoothly. What do you think? Let's try it out. These should all click on. Boom. Okay, so we know they're smelting. Now there's no charcoal down here. Okay, so our system should be turning on. Wait for it. There it goes. And we're sorting the charcoal out. Charcoal's now going back into the system. Boom. And they are refilled. Oh, yes. So they're not refilling evenly, and the reason for that is because not all, so 8 come out, but because there's delays, we're still getting some stuck in here. Right, there's one. So instead of sending 8 through, it only sends 7. And remember when odd numbers go through here. So how do we fix that? Well, I'll just introduce a delay in here to make sure that this thing keeps ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking and ticking to make sure this is completely flushed by the next time more things come down. But that is it. I mean, we can see it works. You can definitely see it works. This guy refuses to get charcoal. We'll polish it up. We'll polish it up. I will add in. I like seeing them all go out at the same time, though. We're gonna polish this up. I'm gonna finish the facade. I'm gonna swing these around so that they're more approachable, so we have easier access. And we'll finish it up. I'll add the delay in, and then we'll check it one last time. We should be good to go. BRB doodles. All right. So, what do you think? It's about 85% done, I think. You can see the style that we're going with here. I might switch a few blocks up in here to, you know, add some zazz, maybe add a little zazz, maybe add a little cobble in there just to break it up so it's not all just stone brick, because it's a little more boring than we can do. I think we can do a little bit better than that, but it's all covered up. I added in this, which is a bypass switch. So let's say I need charcoal for torches or something like that. Okay, when I hit this switch, you can check this out. You just follow the redstone. Here it comes. Winds under here, and it goes into this, which doesn't allow any charcoal to go through the sorter. You can see when I add 19, I add this whole thing, none falls through. So that's pretty sweet. 8. Let me get the 18 back in there so it kicks back up correctly. Oh jeez, am I stuck down here now? I could be stuck. Come on, make the jump, make the jump. Yes. Yes. Threw some lights in the floor, Abby. You can totally see. I have these marked out. Again, trap chest. So, you know, let's just turn the thing on. Let's do the thing. These are all working nicely. These all have 2 in them. As you can see. Oops. Oops poops. Let's throw that back there. There we go. Here we're good. Okay. So yeah, let's just throw some stuff in here. Throw some stuff in. I know I got a stack of something to burn. Wood. Go, wood, go. Wait for it to click on. Perfect. Love it. Awesome. So sweet. So friggin' sweet. So as soon as that happens, they should be heading up that one, which they are. And so now, if they go up through there, we can hear them clicking away. You know exactly where they should come out, right? If we did this correctly and I didn't somehow, in my other construction travels, break things other places. They should be coming out right here. Oh, man. Yeah! Charcoal! There it is. Perfect. And you can hear it coming up. There's more of it coming up. Awesome. So I can take it from... Where did this coal come from? I guess from when I was mining before. Anywho, so that is it for this episode. I hope you dudes enjoyed watching. I had a good time doing this for you guys. I hope you guys learned a little something. Maybe lost a little bit of that intimidation you may or may not have had about redstone. I mean, this is a big project. I'm not gonna lie, it's a big It is a big project. It's not it's not a walk in the park. It's not, you know, building a nerd pole easy, but it's totally doable. Totally doable. We have a little bit of weirdness going on here, but everything's got exactly one charcoal in it, so we're doing all right. So yeah, I do truly hope you dudes enjoyed watching. I do hope you learned something, and I really do appreciate every single view, like, comment, and sub. I really do. So thanks for taking the time to check this out. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks, dudes. It's TheeRealDuke, and I'm out.